Hello and welcome to Plans by Kim. Thanks so much for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to be putting together my February monthly, and if you want to see how this one turns out, keep watching. So we're just going to come in here and head to February, and I'm going to go ahead and just take out my monthly pages. All right, so to get started, I'm bringing in a kit that I'm going to be using from the Daily Dose of Stickers. And I do want to start using the sticker kits in the monthly just to make it go a little bit quicker for me. The monthlies, they are not my strong suit, and so I am just going to use different kits. If you guys know of different small companies out there that could use some business, please let me know in the comments below, because right now the only 3 companies that I know work for the Happy Planner is Daily Dose of Stickers, and I have to manipulate this sticker set to get it to work in my planner. So this one's really not made for a left sidebar. It's made for a right sidebar planner. But I can kind of usually finagle these stickers, and I love the quality of her stickers. And I'm going to tell you what, the Dawn is the owner of this company, a Daily Dose of Stickers on Etsy, and that girl's got some quick turnaround time on her mail. So if you are ever in a bind and you need something, like, man, she is on it. And she's the only one that I've purchased from the United States. I did purchase some other small stickers, but it took forever to come in, and it's because it was coming from outside another country. And so I don't want to do that. I either want to buy in the United States only because of the timing of getting mail in, or I want to buy from online. And I will buy from other countries online through Etsy if I can do a digital download. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and start putting my stickers on the page. I'm going to preface this by saying I looked at my calendar yesterday, and right now February is really, really blank. Like, I don't know of anything that we've got going on in February, to be honest with you. Now, this is a Wednesday, so I've got to cut this. As you can see, this is a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's made for a right sidebar. And if I had a right sidebar, I would just put this down here and then put my sidebar, this one, over like this on the other page. Okay, but it's not. And so since I have a left sidebar, I have to cut my Wednesday. So this is how I do it. And I do take it off of the sheet to cut it. And I just try to follow the lines as much as I can. And I don't worry about the rounding of that box. I'm just going to go ahead and try to cut this as straight as I can. Of course, it went down on my page pretty doggone good. Hey, I saw a trick last night. I was watching Bee Planner Happy because I like to see her new designs that she comes out with. And they said if you put your undo on the back side of your page, your sticker comes off much easier. And I thought, oh, wow, is it really that easy? Apparently it is. That is awesome. Oh, my gosh. Whoever told that to her, thank you. Nellie, thank you for sharing. All right, so I'm going to take this out of the way here and just do one page at a time. when it comes to putting this on. And I'm going to put this back on here so that doesn't stick, because this is good paper, y'all. Once this is down, it's down. Dawn uses really, really good paper. And so I just have to make sure that I am getting this on here as best I can. Oh, and you know what? Yep, if that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got to remember that. It starts on that Monday. So I got to put my 1, 2, 3 up there in that. Okay, there's that one. And then I put my Wednesday over here. Now this is where it gets a little weird, because this left side bar she makes like a double, because we've got February on the top, but then this other one here, I like to put this one on first. It's thinner, so it just goes to like there, which is fine. So you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh yes, I've got to do sticker surgery on this one too. And I try to line that up as best I can. And then we come in with Wednesday. And I don't want to accidentally get that page. So what I'm focusing on is putting my Wednesday and matching that up really good with the rest of my week. I'm going to have a little bit of space here, but you know what? I'm okay with that. That's fine. All right. Let's see. Let's go and cut this one off here. I could have brought that down just a little bit, but then I was going to, well, you know what? Shoot fire. I forgot. I'm putting my own stuff down. I'm going to take this off and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead and just matched this up and then matched that up with it. It's just a little off up here, and I think I'm okay with that. It's just my monthly. I'm not going to sweat bullets over that. Okay. And then what I usually like to do is bring this piece over here that I just cut off over there and bring it up so that it matches this over here. And it usually works out okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to turn this upside down because it's easier. And just try to line up that bottom. That one is going to be a little bit taller. And I might just cut that down. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. As you can tell that it is kind of off just a little bit. All right. These are our little washi stickers, and I'm going to hold on to these until I get my date stickers put down. And these are such cute little kits that she puts together. I wish I had the talent for that. I have actually tried making my own sticker kits, but Canva, okay, so one starts over here. I don't know, Canva did an update, and in order to make box stickers, I feel like you have to have a mouse, and I don't have a mouse for my iPad. And trust me, it has to be a certain kind because I have a mouse out in the car. I mean, I had a mouse went with a different computer and it did not work. So if I get a mouse, I might be able to make my own kits, but then you're talking about that's kind of time consuming. So for the time that it would take to create, I would just almost rather support another company and just order. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because this can be painstakingly slow, and I will be. And we are back. And I am doing a voiceover because I did not realize my microphone had gone out on me while I was filming until towards the end of this video. And then I grabbed a new microphone, not knowing if that took or not. And here I am just trying to line up the sidebar now with this sticker. And I don't know if I'm wanting to butt it right up next to that and kind of figuring out, do I like that? Do I like the white in between? And I realized that I'm going to go with putting the white in between. I was thinking, if I could put a quote up there, that was my thought process. And so I'm just going to try to line it up here. And if I would have continued putting that over, it was going to cover my date stickers. So that's why I'm actually going to lift this up and try to turn it around so that I can go from the other side so that I know I'm not going to cover up my date stickers and we'll just push it over to the other side. It really takes up quite this entire sidebar, honestly. In here, I turn my page around and forget I really need to turn my sticker around too. And I'm so focused on putting that sucker down that I don't even realize it until it was almost too late. And then it was just going to require more undo. Thank God I caught it. And here I'm trying to line up, but I still end up getting it off because that sticker is overhanging. And I'm thinking I don't want that going on top of it. And so I'm just going to leave it like it is. Here I'm deciding what I want to start off with. And since there's not a whole lot that's going on at the time of filming this video, I decide let's go with my paydays because I do know we get paid in the month of February. And my husband and I, we get paid every other week. And so I'm taking off five because we get 5 checks in the month of February. And I'm taking 5 of these off and I'm going to lay his down on Thursdays and mine down on the Fridays. And then once I get these put down, I am going to speed up the video. Honestly, I did that since I'm having to do this voiceover. As you can tell there, we just sped it up. And here I'm going to put down my washi stickers that I had held onto. And what I was explaining there is the fact that I wanted to bring some of the color down to the bottom of the page and not leave it just that stark white, which is why I decided to put the washi down there. And sometimes I will use these strip stickers to notate days that I might be gone or I might be doing something. But we're really not busy this month. And so I am going to just use it to fill in and put some color down at the bottom of my page. And then also there is that little bit of washi strip that I cut off on the left side, and I'm going to bring that up to the top of my page. And why I'm doing that is to kind of give it a balanced and cohesive look with that washi sticker. It just kind of gave it a little bit of something instead of being a blank white strip there. And I'm deciding, do I like it? And yes, I do. Planning and putting stickers on a page is just putting it down. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, remove it. It is not that big of a deal. And here I am cutting out The logo for Daily Dose of Stickers, I do like to put this at the bottom of my page because later on in the year, this lets me to remember and I don't have to rack my brain of whose company that I used their sticker kit for. And now I am deciding which boxes I want to use. And so I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm explaining is that I'm just going to use those holiday stickers that we got in the kit to put onto my box. And I had to check and double check if Groundhog's Day was the second. And then I decide here if I need to cut down the box. It fits perfectly in the monthly, but then it was going to kind of cover up the red, the little bit darker sides of my box, and I decided I didn't want that. So I'm cutting just a little bit off on each side to just have it fit in there in between the square of that box. And here we're going to put this down for President's Day. And I do the same thing there. And the next time you see me up here explaining, this is Ash Wednesday. I do not celebrate Ash Wednesday, so we're going to go ahead and focus on Valentine's Day. Our church does a 21-day fast in the month of January, and so and I'm not Catholic, I'm Christian, and so I don't celebrate the Ash Wednesday. And here I'm just cutting down another one of those the Valentine sticker box. And I'm notating on the second and the fourth Tuesday of the month. I am in a Patreon, and this is when we have the live plan with me is always the second Tuesday of the month. And our Zoom call is that last Tuesday of the month. And here I've got to write in my own, which I'm thankful we get those empty ones because it does keep the spread looking cohesive. And she always gives you a few blank ones that you can write in your own. And here I'm going to try to find a decent gel pen. At this point, I think I've told you my struggles of the gel pen. That tip just does not want to work very well. And I'm trying to see which pen is writing the best. For some reason, I don't know why, I have had trouble ever since I bought this round of gel pens, and I have just dealt with it. But I even brought out my jelly roll, which I purchased those because I didn't care for the jelly roll and ended up having to stick with my jelly roll pen lately. But I went ahead and went with this one here. It doesn't write 100% good, but it did good enough job. And I actually threw one of those pens out because I felt like it was out of ink. Not realizing that well, I don't think you can get a refillable for those. I think I went online to Amazon and I found that you couldn't. Just sticking down a cute little sticker there that represents the Zoom call that I got from from Michelle, who is the patron group that I'm in. That is her patron, her Patreon. And here I'm deciding if I want to put down my garbage cans and decide not to. Probably in hindsight, I probably should have just put the four of them down. And I was getting ready to, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just not gonna put those down on the page. And here we're going to find a quote sticker to put up in that little area. And so I'm going to bring in um, Amber Plans Her Day, the Winter Holidays book that she just came out with in, I believe, January is when I got that. Maybe it was even December when that one came out. And I'm going to try to find a quote sticker that will fit in that space there. I was leaning towards that "My heart belongs to you." Um, trying to look at all of the ones on the page, and that was the one I thought would fit the most because I didn't see that "All you need is love" sticker until I started to take it off, and I looked down and I was like, "Oh, I think that one fits better." It doesn't have that extra added line to it, and I'm glad I did see it because it actually ends up fitting the space really, really well. And I like how that turned out. Isn't that crazy how that little sticker just and filled it in, but yet it gave it a little something too at the same time? And here I think I'm pretty much done with my spread. So I'm going to kind of give you a close up here and explain to you how I store my stickers because you see, I do have quite a lot left over. So I bought this sticker storage book on Amazon and I've put quite a few stickers in it. And so I'm explaining here that I'm going to take all of these off of these two sheets and how it will fit onto one of those pages. And here, when I want to go back and get a sticker, I can. And I'll just flip through and find the color that I'm looking for. And some days I use those word stickers. Sometimes I use the extra leftover icon stickers. That's a weekly kit that I'm explaining. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I do have something that I can put down up here. This is our vision dinner that our church was having. And so I write in vision dinner at 6 o'clock up there. And that's just the vision that our pastor has for the year, improvements for the church, and just things that he feels like the Lord has put upon his heart and how he feels like the church needs to go in the direction the church needs to go for that month. And that's what I'm just kind of explaining here, which was last night, and it was really nice. Found out it's going to cost a lot of money for this next phase that he wants to do, and we are back. All right, guys, so that is going to sum it up for this plan with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching how I put this together, if nothing else, just to kind of see the cute little spread that I get to make with the kits that I get. I love this because it is clean for a calendar. And if I do come in here to add anything in here, I can do that, no problem. But sometimes, depending on what's going on, I will come back in here and write down because at the end of the month, when I'm getting ready to do my currently, sometimes I will come to this page and just see, okay, what did I do? What did we do in this month? What was already planned? I start here, and then if it's just something like, the holidays, I'll be like, okay, got that. But I do have my vision dinner, so I can actually write that down in my currently. And then I'll go through my weeks. I don't know how anybody else does their currently, but that's how I do mine because you know what? From week to week, you kind of forget. So, anyway, thanks for watching my process today. I certainly appreciate your time. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you know when something new has been uploaded. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.